Through this program, I have learned the importance of plugging into the community and the best mindset to create different solutions and develop new strategies.
In our community and many others, we are judged this very day based on race, ethnicity, gender, and even age.
After being able to experience the program days and activities Leadership Springfield has shown me, I have been able to really dive into the community and see what needs to be worked on.
In navigating today's pandemic, our primary defense against contracting COVID-19 is to wash our hands. But what if you're unsheltered and without access to running water or a sink?
My experiences in Leadership Springfield have helped me learn more about what our community has done to help those in need, including the homeless.
This past year, I have learned more about my community than I had in my first 9 years of living here. This is a result of Leadership Springfield, which assisted me in immersing myself into our ever-aspiring community, but also an effect of COVID-19.
Leadership Springfield has to be one of the most amazing and beneficial things I have done and participated in during my high school career so far.
In a life based around convenience, it can be hard to convince others to do their part.
Leadership Springfield has been an eye-opening experience for me. I've learned more about Springfield in the past 6 months than I have in the last 17 years that I've been living here.
Leadership Springfield has empowered me to use my strengths for the good of the community.
The homeless community in Springfield is in need of food, shelter, and genuine care for each individual and family. This is a prevalent issue in our city.
The Leadership Springfield experience has taught me that problems exist everywhere, but mere problem solving is not leadership.
The purpose of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was to protect people that are identified by and not to be judged by these variables.
It's a basic human right to have access to clean water, sanitation, and hygiene. It's even more important during the pandemic and highlights a large problem within our city and homeless communities.
I learned about a wide range of things focusing on our community. We talked a lot about the great things that make up Springfield, but we also talked about some of our struggles.
During the Life 101 program day, I learned about organizations such as Eden Village, Grand Oak Mission, the Salvation Army, and many more. It gave me a lot of hope to know that there are so many selfless volunteers and businesses who are going the extra mile to help others.
I watched as our little corner of the world was flipped upside down and we were forced to change our ways, forgoing long instilled traditions.
Leadership Springfield has helped me utilize my strengths to grow as a leader in the community. They have given resources to fellow classmates to create program days to enlighten our sight of the community, the things Springfield has to offer, and concerns or areas we can help improve.
It can be as simple as placing bins in their homes for the purpose of recycling, then taking those bins to a recycling center every few weeks. Personally, the environment has become a large concern for me.
After hearing about my city over the course of 4 months through Leadership Springfield, I realized that we are not so far out from our fellow Springfieldians as I thought.
Through many training seminars, I have learned how to focus my strengths and use them to make projects happen.
By purposefully creating connections, we create networks that can direct the homeless community to resources and support.
As we lead towards some big, important goals, problems must be addressed. And as leaders, it is our responsibility to not lose sight of the forest for the trees.
I've had the opportunity to meet and listen to the local leaders of Springfield, Missouri. Within many of these presentations, the leaders discuss their judgment and bias they face within their journeys to becoming leaders. Their presentations opened my eyes to this discrimination that some face when trying to get a job and getting into colleges.
My time spent participating in Leadership Springfield has taught me that in order to solve problems, I need to open a dialogue and communicate with business and city leaders.
One of the biggest things that Leadership Springfield has pushed for is to utilize our resources. I think all of the leaders have listened and would be more than willing to help our community in any way possible.
I also learned during our most recent program day about social capital. That topic also gave me hope for our community, as I learned about the various connections that humanitarian organizations have with each other.
Now, more than ever, we need to lean on one another. If we can work as one towards a common goal, such as organizing a program day, or in this case, supporting our community, I believe we can achieve astounding results.
I have learned to understand the reasons and causes for certain concerns in the community, and I have seen through certain resources how others are helping.
Leadership Springfield has given me the knowledge and confidence to affect change in my community.
These issues that plague our city could be shrunk down by a large percentage if we just put in the effort and do the right thing.
These seminars have also taught me that I cannot do everything on my own. I need to compile a group of people that have diverse strengths because together we can use them to create long-lasting change within our community.
Springfield's unsheltered community is most vulnerable during the current COVID pandemic by not having access to running water and soap. I plan to take action by fundraising, building, and providing mobile hand washing stations to be distributed through a partner organization that provides services to the unsheltered.
Through donating, volunteering, or talking to a homeless individual, we can improve Springfield's social capital. The basic concept of social capital is creating beneficial social connections through trust, communication, and inclusion.
We have a responsibility to set our sights and resources on constructive long-term goals that benefit everyone.
Leadership Springfield has grown my ability to engage with our community leaders as well as forming relationships with these leaders.
People think that you need to find some fancy way to tell people your goal or vision when you are speaking to leaders, but I think most leaders are excited to see someone with a goal.
It's amazing how there is a place for everyone facing problems and how there are so many people willing to help others in any scenario.
Springfield is big and we are strong, and when we set our minds to something, we make sure it gets done. It takes a lot of hard work, compassion, and dedication, all of which our community possesses.
Most of all, I learned that with hard work, I have the ability to make a difference.
When everyone in the community is able to come together, almost anything can be achieved through strength in numbers.
Leadership Springfield has equipped me with the contacts and the skills needed to make this change happen. This program has empowered me to address the issues that our community faces.